Happy Tuesday. This is Dr. Jordan from Pinnacle Chiropractic. We are your local pediatric and prenatal chiropractors in the Sarasota Bradenton area. And today's topic is probably the easiest one for me to talk about ever, but today's topic is mom stress. And so I'm a mom of one. I have many mom friends. We have many mom patients in our office, and we also have moms that are more of the chauffeurs for patients here. And so when you become a mom, if you know a mom, you know that pretty much the second you have a baby, your whole world, your whole life changes for the better. But while you can live and breathe your baby and rearrange your entire schedule to make sure your kids get to soccer and dance and karate on time, there is a constant nagging, quiet voice on that one shoulder that is just telling you how exhausted you are and how tired you are. And you can try to ignore that little voice as long as you want to, but there is an underlying and unspoken about truth that being a mom comes with a lot of stress. And it's something that a lot of moms probably don't talk about because you think, well, I signed up for this, like being a mom's all I ever wanted. Why do I feel burdened? Why do I feel so tired? Why am I not just happy? And this is just what I get. But that's not the case. There are things you can do to help your mom stress. There is ways around it, and you are not alone. So this video is just going to be some tips that you can start today to help with your mom stress. And this video is going to be good for anybody who is a mom, anyone who has that mom spot just sitting here between those shoulder blades, gnawing at you, reminding you that you're so tense and so stressed and just causing that constant pain. And any mom that just feels tired and drained and just emotionally done. So unfortunately, it happens to most moms. We wake up to alarm clocks, which is either our phone or a crying baby. And so your day automatically starts with your body being in a fight or flight state where you wake up alarmed and have to go care for a child. And then after you do that in the morning, we typically sit in traffic. Whether you're taking your kids to school or you're going to work, our day just constantly is being bombarded by stress after stress after stress. And then things that shouldn't be stressful, like getting an email, somehow tells our body that we are in a life or death fight or flight situation and turns on all of our cortisol and tells our body that we need to run from that bear because this is really stressful. And then where that should be helpful in getting us to survive doesn't ever turn off. And so then instead of being able to protect our kids when a really scary thing happens, we're just living at this constant state of stress where nothing life-threatening is happening, but we're so on edge, we're snapping at our kids, we are not sleeping, we're just tired. Something small really irritates us. Dad forgot to pick up something from the grocery store and that's it. And that constant state of fight or flight is what leads to this really chronic burnout, to the exhaustion, to the not sleeping, to the high blood pressure, to not being able to lose weight. And so as a mom myself, it's something that I'm really trying to be proactive about and work on how to manage that stress, how to try to appreciate the small things and really work on my nervous system so that I'm not in that stressed out state all of the time. So we see a lot of moms in our office, like I said. Most commonly, I would say that they aren't sleeping. They really just feel like everybody needs them. They don't get a minute to themselves. They're a chauffeur or a cow or at someone's beck and call at all points in the day. And the kids will literally trip over dad running to mom because mom does things better. And that just leads to, chronic, long-term stress. And so when you come to our office, we do nervous system-based scans. And so I'm going to show you scans of a traditional or typical mom patient that we see. This is not what you want to strive to have, by the way. But these scans right here, that's our HRV scan. So this is going to measure if your body is in a state of stress or a state of ease, that sympathetic state or the parasympathetic state. So you would like to be this white dot right in the middle of the screen. As you can see, this person is stuck really far over to the side, and that is in the sympathetic fight or flight. Everything to them is life or death situation. Every email from the kids' school, every phone call triggers off that cortisol for them, and it causes stress immediately. Every time their wife says, hey, you forgot to do this, immediate stress. Or sorry, their husband. Anytime that there's something small, it becomes something large. And so this is basically showing that this patient is living in a constant state of stress. Then these scans show our tension. That shows what our body is basically having to utilize within our muscles to stay upright, stay in good posture. When we look at this, we want to see that red is severe, blue is moderate, green is mild, white is normal. And then on this scan, you're going to see a whole bunch of yellow. And that yellow basically means that there is not even enough tension to measure in that area. And so for us, that's often a sign of adrenal fatigue, meaning that the adrenals are not working, they're not producing the hormones they should, they are not signaling the body the way that it should. And so that is what is the long-term chronic mom stress that we see. So even before we talk to a mom and hear her story and hear why she's stressed, we can kind of tell from her scans what's going on and some of the symptoms that she might be having. So if you are a mom and you don't want to feel stressed anymore, you don't want to have that anxiety, the worry, the almost OCD-like symptoms where if something is not the way that you had planned or the routine or as clean as you wanted, that it can send you into more stress and that spiral of the angry stress shutting down type thing that can happen. So mom stress is really real. And a lot of the dads, if they've made it this far, probably hopefully know this by now, but your wives aren't kidding when they tell you that they're stressed out and tired, and it's not a competition. You don't have to tell them that you also are. Being a mom has a lot of invisible stressors that dads typically, not always, but typically aren't going to understand. So when women are dealing with that adrenal fatigue, like I said, the thyroid, the adrenals, the emotions, the hormones, the weight gain, there's just so much on your plate and it feels really helpless. But the good news is that we can help. So how it works chiropractic-wise is that when you get adjusted, your adjustments are going to physically take the stress off of your body. So if you have that mom spot stuck on your shoulder, stuck in the middle of your back, getting adjusted, moving that tissue and bone, getting blood flow is going to alleviate the stress that you might feel internally, but also the stress on the spine, the body, the muscles. It's going to alleviate that stress so that you aren't feeling that constant nagging pain between your shoulder blades anymore. It's also going to just help overall. Getting adjusted is actually for your brain, not your body, but it works in both ways. So when we get adjusted, we are signaling that parasympathetic nervous system to turn on. We're signaling that vagus nerve to just let us relax, let us slow down, to just kind of digest for a minute, to see where our body's at. And so that vagus nerve is really, really, really important in how our body is able to do all of the happy things to keep us alive, besides just trying to run or fight the bear. And we need that parasympathetic side to turn on so this person can come back to neutral instead of being so stuck over here. We need this side to turn on so that we're not living here where everything is a constant stress. So that is how the adjustment portion of it works. Your vagus nerve is always activated when you get adjusted. The physical stress on your body is going to be alleviated. So that's step number one. So if you want 3 tips on how to alleviate the mom stress starting right now, one is getting adjusted. So finding a chiropractor that is good with moms, good with having your children come to the office. Of course, we would say a pediatric chiropractor because they have an office built for moms and kids and the whole family. And so finding a chiropractor, number one thing, getting adjusted, definitely top priority. Secondly, prioritizing movement and exercise is going to be really helpful for that mom stress. It might feel like you have 0 time for yourself. If you can do 20 minutes a day, just getting movement. You can take your kids with you. You can incorporate your kids into the exercises. If that also means you get away and get an hour at the gym while someone else watches them, amazing. However that looks like to you, trying to prioritize that every day. Me personally, I tell myself 20 minutes at least a day. Sometimes that is all I have. And there is not a minute more that I could fit into my schedule. But I like to remind myself that an hour of movement or exercise is 4% of my day. And that 4%, if I do it in the morning, is going to carry me through. I have more energy when I'm working. I feel better. I'm eating better. And so it's something that for me, I have to prioritize for my mental health and my stress to make sure that I'm getting started with some type of movement in the morning. So even if it's 20 minutes, that's amazing. And it's just a small part of what you can start doing to help. And thirdly, there are a lot of really, really great neuroadrenal supplements that can help your adrenals. So just if you're needing support in that area, supplements are a really, really great way to give your body just a little support, a little boost, a little reminder that nutritionally they can help in a short-term period so that you're feeling less stressed. You are feeling some of that weight off your shoulders. You're feeling like you are more supported from not just nutrients, but people. You are able to ask for help and receive help, and you're able to enjoy time with your kids and not feel like you're ready to snap at any moment. So those are the 3 biggest tips you can take away from this today to start doing. Getting adjusted, movement, and those adrenal supplements is a really great way to do that. We do offer those at our office. You can also order them through a website online if you need to do that. If you need help finding a chiropractor, go to icpa4kids.org, or the Pediatric Docs also has an amazing resource and a directory of doctors that are listed that see kids of, all varying degrees on the spectrum, kids that have more challenges with social settings, school settings, behavioral settings. So those are 2 really great ways to find doctors that can help you. And if this video resonates with you, comment, please, share, just tell this to a friend. Might be something that might not change your life too much today, but if you send it to a friend, it might change theirs. Have a great day, have a good week, and if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We're always happy to help.